Good morning, children. Today I'm going to take up the first poem of your main textbook, Flamingo. Children, I want you to just sit back, relax, and listen. I want you to keep the books aside. No need of opening right now. What I want is just you give a patient listening to what I say. This poem is really the one which I am attached with. It touches the very core of my heart. I have been teaching this poem ever since I joined the CBSE schools. And once again, I am doing so. Memories flash back. I can just recall the days spent. The students who I used to take, past, gone. And this is what reality is, children. Everything comes to an end, but one has to be positive. Life is an ongoing process, and it should. There should be no stopping to it. Right, coming down to the topic, my mother at 66. I'm going to start now, children. Listen very attentively, but in a relaxed way. First, the introduction to the poet, Kamala Das. She wrote under the pen name of Madhvi Kutte. She was born in Malabar, Kerala. She was really inspired by the writings of her mother as well as her uncle. Later, she got married. She was lucky enough that she had a husband who, too, encouraged her writings, and she continued with it. Although it was not that easy, children. You know, after marriage, there are many hurdles which one comes across. One has to not only look after the husband, children, but also carry on with the household affairs. But she was made of a different stuff. She continued writing at night when everybody slept. And this particular poem is dedicated to her mother by her. It shows the deep feeling, emotions, and her attachment to her mother. Sorry. I am reminded of my own mother, who is no more now. My mother at 66. My mother at 66. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. Doors open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. But put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, worn, pale as a winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. Children, have you ever wondered how much your parents do for you? Might not have, but you should give a thought to it. Must. When they get old, what is their expectation? What do they expect from us? Love, care, sympathy, a little time, a little time to talk to. That's all. But are the children who grow up in a position to do so is a big question mark. Is it that they do it intentionally? Or is it that they are compelled by various other circumstances? Is it that they are in a cobweb, caught, just like any fly is caught in the cobweb, cannot just easily come out of it? The more it struggles, the more it gets stuck. But children, there has to be a solution to it, isn't it? How we are going to plan out that we just carry on with our daily chores as well as look after our elderly parents who really need us. Today's homework, which I'm going to give you, is it sympathy or is it empathy that the parents need? Is it sympathy or is it empathy? This is the homework for you children today. Now I want you to open your flamingo at page 90 and be very attentive. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. Kamla Das had gone to pay a visit to her parents' home. Finally, the visit came to an end. The good days spent had to end, children, and this is what exactly happened. And it was the final day, the day of departure. She started off because she had to take a flight back home. Her mother accompanied her. They were moving in a car. It was Friday, and the time mentioned morning. All of a sudden, Kamla Das looked at her mother and saw that she was taking a quick nap at that time. She was sitting beside her, by her, next to her. Her mouth was open. Her face was just like ash, grey in color. It appeared as if she was anemic, without blood, and color was also fading away. She makes a comparison over here. Comparison of her mother who was living to that of a corpse, a dead body. Really tragic, terrible. She felt really pained at heart and knew that now her mother might not live for long. It was a heartbreaking sight for her. She just wanted to divert her attention. In order to do so, she started to look outside the car window. What she saw was in sharp contrast to what she saw inside. Outside, she saw young trees sprinting. Children, human beings sprint, they run fast, not the trees. But here, trees, she says, were sprinting, so the trees are personified. The poetic device is personification. And next she says, the merry children spilling out of their homes. Metaphor. You know, if you take a tumbler, children, and if you pour water into it, if go on pouring water, it will spill out. Here, it is indirect comparison made. The comparison is implied. So it's a metaphor. Why were the children very happy? Because they were going out of their homes, out to play with their friends. And why were the trees sprinting? They seemed to be sprinting because the car was moving fast in the opposite direction. Finally, the destination. It was the airport. The formalities were done, the security check was complete. Kamala Das stood, just looked back again, once again, at her mother, worn pale. Mark the pronunciation of this word. Mark the pronunciation, children. WAN. Here she makes a comparison. Comparison to that of a late winter's moon. You know, children, what happens to the moon during the winter season? It is covered with clouds, the fog and the mist. It loses its luster, the brightness. Likewise, here, the mother. She's old, pale, no longer young, nearing death. And she felt the same old familiar ache. That is the pain which she used to experience when she was a child. She had the same feeling at this time also, that she might lose her mother. When she was a child, she could not bear separation from her mother for even a few moments. But now the separation would be forever, forever. But what did she do? She only said, see you soon, Emma. But this statement was ironical. The daughter herself did not know how long is her mother going to live, but she said, see you soon. simply contrary to what is said over here. But what could she do? She had to encourage herself and give hope to the old mother also. She did nothing more except smile and smile and smile. Children, the smile is hollow, artificial. So the smile was artificial, it was just hollow, but it gave hope to herself as well as to her mother. Otherwise, the situation could be really tough for both at this time. Obviously, the poem ends here, and it is understood she boarded the plane and went off. From this, we can make out that she regretted. She felt sorry for her mother and that she could not do anything, although she wanted to. It might have been a heartbreaking departure. This is what you can just imagine. How might the daughter have felt when she might have boarded the plane, and what situation would her mother be when she might have returned home? Anyway, children, this is part of life, and life continues. I've already said we cannot have any stopping to it. Life is indeed an ongoing process, and it should go on. If it has a break, then we will not say it's life. Stagnancy should not be there in life. And this is what I suggest. You should also be always positive and go ahead with a positive approach. Definitely, you are going to do wonders in life. I hope you have enjoyed the class today. Hope to see you soon next time. Okay, children, bye bye. Take care.